Oh shit. AEW. The penultimate episode before Blood and Guts. How did they do? Was it good? Should you have watched it if you haven't? Well, I don't know, but listen to my review and tell me what you think you should do. But first, it's your boy, W.H. Doria. Now hit my music. So we begin tonight with Brian Cage going against Hangman Adam Page. Basically, Team Taz trying to take out the number one wrestler, or number one contender in AEW, which is no surprise then to hear that before the match even starts, Hangman gets that ass jumped by Team Taz. Now, luckily, he is saved by the Dark Order, but not enough because this match was Cage's match. Now, this wasn't a complete total squash, but from the beginning of the match, Cage was just fucking up Page. Bad. Now, Page mounted a strong comeback, but it wasn't enough as Brian Cage, predicting the buckshot, reversed it into the drill claw and won. Effectively giving Hangman, I think, his first loss of the year. And actually, I think that drops him down from the number one spot. Maybe I got to double check the rankings, but Jesus. You want to talk about a surprising beginning? That is probably as surprising as it can be. I would not have thought that Page would have lost. I'm just shocked. One thing else, truth be told, just off surprise alone, and the fact that it wasn't overly long match. I think about 10-ish minutes, including entrance and pre-match fight. And you know what? That's pretty decent. For me, I would give it. I mean, the match itself wasn't exciting, but I'm still with the shock alone. Definitely puts it in the up pile, and it went about as good because I do feel like Cage needed this rub. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this one, it gets an A- for me. I know this is gonna lead to something further in the future. And also, what I was thinking last time was, could this actually be a setup for an FTW title match, where Page could take that belt as opposed to any other belt in AEW? I don't know, but I like that thought. Afterwards, we find the Super Elite inside a limousine, addressing the scenario with Kingston and Moxley, basically to say, hey, we're not scared of you, and we're gonna get you, suck. As a matter of fact, tonight we're gonna have our henchman, our underling, Mike Nakazawa, take care of Kingston in a non-sanctioned match. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Afterwards, we have what is, without a doubt, my match of the night. No, I'm lying. One of my two contenders for matches of the night. We'll get to that one in a minute. As we have the Young Bucks in the tag eliminator tournament. I didn't know that we were having that going on. I'm surprised. But the Young Bucks in the tag eliminator tournament going up against the Seidel brothers. And by God, you put the Young Bucks against a tag team on their level and you have fucking magic. Because the Seidel brothers were amazing. The tandem offenses in this match is exactly what I like and what should make for exciting tag team wrestling. This is why you can't just throw two guys together and just kind of expect their styles to just combine and mash so well. This is what happens when you have two dedicated tag teams doing it. The Seidel brothers are in the same running, although a little bit further behind than what I said about the combination of Pac and Phoenix in that triangle and how excited they are in the ring. More than anything, Matt Seidel shined in the match, and the Bucks being where they are now, these new attitudes, and the fact that they actually changed their styles up to fit this cockier nature, it makes me enjoy them. It makes me enjoy them in this match so much more. The only gripe I have about this one match is the moment in the match where Matt Jackson switches with Nick Jackson, which does not work because obviously you know which is which. And I kind of didn't like that Rick Knox let that slide, but other than that, this match was great. And the way it panned out, because the Bucks got the win by hitting Mike Sydal, younger Sydal brother, with the Johnny Cage low blow into the BTE trigger. I popped and laughed so fucking hard. Y'all don't understand. But for me, with the way that this was, it's not even gonna be a question how I'm gonna grade this match. I'm actually gonna give it an A. I thought about whether or not it deserved that A+. I really did. This wasn't gonna go to an S because the match didn't feel like it had those stakes where such as the title on the line, nor was there sufficient enough story built here for me to really put it in that territory. But great is fucking great. This solid A. Good shit. After the match, SCU comes out to basically remind everybody that they have an agreement that the moment they lose, they're done as a tag team. The team of the team of Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, the Addiction, and they more or less appears to come out to challenge the Bucks, but are disgusted by their heel turn and their actions and antics. And it doesn't go to that because apparently we're gonna have a tag team fatal 4-way for number one contendership against Young Bucks with the top 4 tag teams, which I'm perfectly fine with this because I feel like as long as you're involving your top 4 teams into your top 4 or 5 teams in your ranking system, then it's perfectly fine having them being involved in these multi-group persons. Like occasionally, like once or twice a year for the full-on tag team battle royale, it's fine with me. You want to do a tag team tournament, that works well with me. It's the wild card opportunities. But I definitely feel like you can do something involving multiple ranked teams to decide contendership as opposed to just win-loss record. Personally, I'm for it. But yeah, we're gonna get that. So following all that in-ring action, we get a Jade Cargill promo once again, showing that she is still intense, still exciting, still talking that good shit because she's that bitch, and don't nobody come for that bitch's money. Sorry, not me just saying she came intense and I dug it. Now, up next is my other candidate for match of the night. A match that I never thought that I actually wanted until I saw it. Orange Cassidy versus Penta, 2 of the most charismatic figures in AEW. And they fucking put on. With both men doing their things to try and get inside the other's head. It not really working to Penta and Cassidy just putting on a banger of a match. Oh God, this is a match that hits pay-per-view quality, or could have main evented Dynamite, or opened the Dynamite, or there's no more ors. I'm just like, I'm saddened by the fact that this didn't go in there. Unfortunately. Also, another bonus is the referee Bryce Remsburg at moments had me fucking laughing with his goofy ass expressions, his enforcing the rules, but also trying not to get fucked up by Penta. Oh man, it was dope. It was dope. Now the Orange Cassidy, babyface, making the comeback as Alex comes in once again to hit a Penta says to try and throw Orange Cassidy off the game, which he fails at. And leads to Orange Cassidy getting an assisted orange punch with the mic for the 1, 2, 3, 9. And obviously, this is a part of the Bigger Death's Triangle feud. But if y'all are going to give me a run back of this match, I'm perfectly fine with it. Please do, because matter of fact, I think the only person left in the Death's Triangle that has not gone up against Orange Cassidy is Rey Fenix, which will be still my beating heart. A+. Unequivocally A+. And you know what, fuck it, my match of the night, because I had little faults or issues with the way this match panned out. It was so good. So good. Now, following that match, we have Britt Baker coming to have her own backstage interview segment as she goes on to praise the AEW ranking system. But I guess if she's on top, of course she's going to. Also proclaiming that she will be coming for She's Gone, that it's time that she loses that. And I'm just like, God damn it, I love hating you. She's good. She's really good. There's nothing more to say about it. We all know how good she is with the mic. Now it's time for us to get to one of the big features of tonight. The Blood and Guts parlay, where it is announced and decided the rules in terms of this, where the Pinnacle will have match advantage. So they will be opening up and they will get the first additional entrant into the match. Get first man in to assist. So the way it's gonna go, if you're not familiar with War Games, it's gonna be 2 men, 1-on-1 for 5 minutes. Then after the 5-minute mark, the first man comes in for the team with advantage. And then from there, every 2 minutes, we're gonna get an additional man in. And from the way the match layouts look out, it looks like this. We're gonna get Sammy Guevara being the first person in the inner circle to be in that match. Cool. And his big target looks to be Shawn Spears. Proud and Powerful, FTR, obviously Warlow and Jake Hagar, they're facing it. And of course, Maxi Boy. So it plays out well, and every man got an opportunity to speak, minus the 2 big muscles, which I'm perfectly content with. Because every man spoke from the heart, everything sounded good, and it gradually just got better. Between Shawn Spears saying that Jericho is basically dragging out Sammy and he's gonna drown, to Sammy let him be known that he ain't afraid, he'll take on every one of you bitches, to FTR warning Proud and Powerful that they're gonna mess around and not come back because they're prepared to die for this. The Proud and Powerful retorting with, y'all ain't never been locked up, this ain't your element. Basically coming from the Eddie Kingston school of promo telling. Yes. Yeah, oh yeah, this is that LAX with Kingston a part of the mix. I like that. I felt that. To Max, once again stated his claim that, hey, praising Jericho and letting Jericho know that what he has will be mine. To Jericho delivering what I feel is the immortal promo. A promo so good, it is on the level of Dusty's Hard Times. One of those legendary promos. I'm talking about, and fuck this guy, but I have to admit, it was a promo of a lifetime. The Ultimate Warrior's final promo. Again, fuck the Ultimate Warrior. I don't care about him. He can be burning in hell for all I care. But that promo he did, promo of a lifetime. And you know what? This itself, it's not a match, but I'm going to rate it. This got me because I popped so heavy, and Jericho's promo had me tearing up by how impassioned it was. It gets an A itself. This is a damn good episode of Dynamite at this point. If you do not get it, it is exactly how you need to do a penultimate episode before something so major, be it a pay-per-view or a TV special. God damn, they on the money, but we got to keep it going. Next up, we have Eddie Kingston going against Michael Nakazawa in the non-sanctioned match, which Eddie comes in, cuts the music, says he's not going to do what he says he's trying to get to Kenny. Kenny comes out, and Mike attacks him, and basically squash. And so, Kenny, not really assessing the situation good enough, coming out by himself is like, you know what, it's fine, we got more goons, we got extra goons. He tries to send out fucking Brandon Cutler to handle upon Eddie Kingston, who comes like he's tossed out. Everybody thinks it's like the Bucks just toss him to the wolves, but no, it's fucking John Moxley, because if for some reason you forgot, if Kingston's there, Moxley's there. If Moxley's there, watch your back. He comes in, tosses Kenny in the ring, Eddie and Moxley are about to break Kenny's leg, and Kenny is used as a bartering chip with, well, the Jackal Don Callis, who I share a last name with. Curiosity there. And basically they negotiate for them to get a tag match between Kingston and Moxley going up against Kenny and Nakazawa next week. I'm surprised that's all they want, but sure. All right, cool. We'll do that. But as far as the help, I mean, literally, I would give this segment a C, just because it's a unnecessary squash match that basically, I would say, took up time. But the way they did this promo, the way they kind of added to the story, I'm gonna pepper it. I'm gonna give it to a B. I was thinking a B plus, but nah. This is it went from being subpar to average to me. So we're good. Now we're taking backstage. Once again, a lot of backstage action, a lot of backstage talking tonight. As we have Taz talking about what it means for his team now that they've taken out the #1 guy in AEW. That's something that you can brag about, although I think that applies more to Cage than Team Taz as a whole. And in between, and after that, Christian Cage comes out to basically address Taz, being like, Taz, I see what's going on. I know what's wrong with you. You were one of the baddest wrestlers back in the day, but now you're basically right off the coattails of becoming prospects, and that you're just jealous that, you know, a guy who's been gone from the game for 7 years came back and is doing what he loves, and you can't do that. I'm just like, God damn, that kind of cut a little deep. So this tells us that we're going to get more with Team Taz and Christian Cage, which I don't like. Team Taz focusing on a single person when they need to be racking up wins, getting their guys in prominent positions to go after gold, essentially. But we'll see how this goes. It's still okay for me. I don't want this being their trope. It'll suck. Up next, we got women's action. Up next, we have women's action as Penelope Ford goes up against Chris Statlander. Statlander, who's going in, have a nice little bit of run, getting some comeback wins. This is going to be her first big test. And these women come out not playing games. And I love when these women come out with the seriousness, like they are out here to fight it. Chris Statlander is still a great powerhouse in the ring. She is fun and beloved by the crowd, and I'm not gonna lie, this match was not like their previous encounters, in my opinion. We have Ford literally trying to break down Chris's bad leg, which is good focus, and she was like pretty fucking brutal. I think this might be the best that Ford has looked, in my opinion, in quite some time. And Statlander, she's just fucking amazing. She's love. Statlander is love. Now then, going into the final stretches of it, it looks like Chris is going in and about to go in, like she's about to go in things, as it looks like Kippy Boy is about to interfere whenever Orange Cassidy just kind of standing next to him, just puts the hand out, hits him with the no. They're looking at each other and it's just like, and Chris gets the win. 1, 2, 3. And gives a little boop at the end. This was fun. I enjoyed it. Nothing to really bitch or complain about in this match. It gets an A for me. My only complaint would probably still be the fact that we're kind of regressing back to women having one match on the card. I want to, but I'm going to let it fly because this is a damn good episode. But Lord knows, the moment I have a bad episode, or an episode where I feel that there's too much time going to segments or matches that could have been given to another woman, then we're gonna get to that. But I guess it's okay. So up next, we get a vignette for 10, talking about how important this match is in bringing back that title to the Dark Order and his relationship with Brody Lee, which I'm worrying how long Brody Lee is going to be a big component with this whole thing. Not that I'm saying that they're falling on him too much right now, because it's still fresh, but eventually, I need personal wants and goals to kind of be their thing. I'm not gonna say there's a time limit, but eventually we all know when things seem to be riding too much on the dead's name. That's all I'm gonna say. So then we finally have the Nightmare Factory going up against the Factory. The Nightmare Family. So next we have the Nightmare Family going up against the Factory. QT Marshall and them apparently stole the Nightmare Express. You jackasses, that's theft. And representing the Nightmare Family, we have Dustin Rhodes, Billy Gunn, and Big Shotty Lee Johnson. And besides the fact that this thing breaks the total bedlam immediately, the Factory work extremely well together. it makes sense since these are guys who more or less have probably been under the wing of QT Marshall. So there's that connection, and they're following his guidance, which is good because they were more than successful in probably 2/3 of this match, keeping down Billy Gunn and Dustin Rhodes, the biggest threats on that team. They did good by keeping those guys down and suppressed. And Lee Johnson, when he came out, he was a fucking comet coming into the ring. Not a fireball, a comet. But how explosive he was. And just seeing him perform and how exciting I was. First of all, as a babyface, fuck yes. But also, I was getting vibes that, honestly, I can see him being the next Ricochet. That's saying a lot, but it's kind of there if you look at it. How exciting he was when he was flying around. Dude, y'all know what I'm talking about if y'all seen it. But unfortunately, the factory's got 4 guys, and the guy that wasn't a part of the match is your biggest threat. As Big Lee Johnson is about to get back into the ring to handle his business, he gets a gut check by a go-go, and he's down and out. Billy gets it, who already himself has damage internal in his gut and back. His gut's wrapped up, and I'm just like, oh no. And that's the pin. That was the win. QT got it. The guys get the factory did a minor beatdown on the Nightmare family, and you know they're leaving to go. Last person out, QT Marshall, who gets that ass jumped by the Gun Clubs. Austin and what's Billy's other kid's name? Oh, and Austin and Cole Guns. You know, basically if they went ahead and beat down, they kind of fucked it. They hurt the shit out of Daddy Gun, so the young Guns, hey, had to come in and get on that ass. Now, this is where QT Marshall managed to get his ass the fuck out of Dodge, but guess the fuck what? You go back to the Nightmare Express, and Cody's coming back, laying down the beat down. The fight goes on to the Express, and Cody stands up top after putting in the figure 4 leg. Like, it was weird. It made no sense. I don't understand it, but I'll take it. I'll take it. So, that leads to the announcement that we're going to have Cody versus QT Marshall next week at Blood and Guts. That's fine, as well as the aforementioned match with Kenny Knock, Kingston, and Moxley. But also, we're gonna have Dr. Britt Baker in action, so I'm excited to see what Britt's gonna do and who she's gonna go up against. Well, it's Blood and Guts, so I would expect it to be something big, but never know. And then from there, it's time for us to go. Oh wait, no. And I was gonna grade that match for what it was. It's an 8. We got a return. I enjoy it. I was enjoying Lee Johnson's spot. The factory looked at like a competent group. There's nothing to complain about. That's an 8. That's an 8. That admits the qualification to be an 8 for me. Oh yeah. And finally, to wrap things up for the night, we have our main event: Darby Allin versus Preston Vance. 10 of the Dark Order. And honestly, this match was good. No doubt about it. Not match of the night contender personally, but it was still an amazing match. Basically, we have the same story that Darby used to. Larger, more powerful guy going up against him. Now then, Preston Vance benefited more than anything from this match. A, because Darby's selling was impeccable and it made him look amazing. But also, Darby himself did grow from this too, because it shows that Darby is more than capable of handling, as well as getting into probably where Darby is in the lineage of his defense. Now that this is his 9th defense, or successful defense, because Darby does win. But it's the way that he manages that shows how desperate Darby's actually becoming as champion. Since Preston Vance pat him in the full Nelson after interference from All Ego Ethan Page, and he's in the full Nelson, he manages to get into a corner, push back to where he has Vance in the full Nelson still while he's in pin position, unable to get his shoulders up, getting the 1, 2, 3, which is great. That makes sense. And afterwards, it's a handshake and everything. So in match, he's gonna do what he has to do to remain champion. Afterwards, show respect when it's deserved and earned. I dig it. But afterwards, we're getting a lineup basically for who's gonna be the focus for Darby and Sting next, which is again All Ego Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, who both come in to flank and jump Sting and Darby. So there's a bit of a beat down there, which then leads to Preston Vance and Lance Archer coming out to come for the aid and assist. So I'm curious what the makeup's gonna be for all these guys going forward, but like I said, it was a good match. The match I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna give it an A. It was, because again, it was really good, not too many issues or problems. Although I kind of would have preferred a more clean match. All in all, the show was one of the best. This is a damn good go home show before Blood and Guts. This is better than last week. The last week was good, not one of their best. This one was one of their best. In terms of in-ring action, story progression, feud progression, character development. It's one of those shows that is exactly what AEW delivers whenever they have something big on the horizon. So this show is going to get an A+ for me. It was, again, even the things that weren't the best had more than the benefits. The opener had a story of Hangman Page no longer being the number one contender, but also being out of the spotlight to have to face Kenny, which could be a blessing in disguise for him for the time being. The squash match with Kingston and Nakazawa is giving us a decent match for next week. I like the setup. It's fine. I'll accept it. I still want more women's matches. I want more women's matches in the show, but I can relent for them at least giving us 3 women's segments, usually promos or backstage interviews, as well as a women's match. But I need more going down the line. This actually is getting to the point where I think that they actually will need to have more time, or just a second 2-hour show. From there, I'm gonna go because I'm tired and I still gotta edit this joint. And if you're watching it, thank you for making it all the way. Hopefully someone makes it all the way. Until next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.